Hey, folks, John Duffin here with Duffin Media, and welcome to your Monday Motivation, your weekly blast. My name is John Duffin. I get to introduce my partner in crime, superstar lender Chad Levine. Welcome back, buddy.
Thanks you, man. Yeah, it's so hard for me to not bring in a show, and your voice is so much better than mine. It's like, like when the screen comes on, I just want to like jump across it. You know,
it's hard. I keep thinking, my God, this is where I got to get more aggressive. I have to get that where I'm like literally waiting for you to jump in. I think last week I sat there for a couple of seconds. So, folks, hopefully you're noticing it's a much more seamless transition. But we get to be back here, man. And as I said, there's nothing like it. I am recording today remotely, as a matter of fact. I'm excited as hell about that. So you're catching me 5 hours ahead of where you are this second. Yo.
So from where?
Oh. All right. So where I happen to be is I am in Portugal. Bon dia, everybody. Bon dia, as we say.
That's awesome. So,
right.
So John, I always tell John, it's funny. Like we choose. I'm not gonna lie. Can I tell everyone the truth, John? Am I allowed?
Always.
We usually choose the theme of the show right before the show.
Folks, ignore that. Weeks and weeks of planning.
No, but we do it on purpose. John doesn't realize I do this on purpose because I know how John is. He wants it in his mind ahead of time. Yep. And the problem with John, right? The problem with John is that he'll have so much in his head that I've got to throw that off, right? So the best way to throw that off is to not tell him until we go live.
So you're looking at this. Here we are. So I happen to be, folks, about a half hour outside of Lisbon, Portugal, which I'm over the moon happy to share as well, too, in a cool town called Estoril, about 3 blocks off of a sick beach.
Yeah,
and that's how awesome. Monday morning is going so far here.
So that's today's show. Today's show is inspired by John. It's funny, John is way cooler than I am. Last week it was the Summit of Greatness.
Yup.
And now it's a 2-week stint in Portugal as he just enjoys life and takes it in, and he's on a self-discovery journey to talk about his future plans in life, right? And for me, it makes the purpose of today's show, right? Today's show is going to be called Treat Yourself. Now,
treat yourself.
Yourself, as in Y-A, okay? I did offend John before we came on, and I made sure he understood that I was saying Y-A, not Y-O-U. And to which John said to me, I'm offended for you to not understand that I would get what you're saying. Okay.
I took that as an age. I took it as an age slight, right? And a lot of cool slight. So, right. But I got it. I get it. And I love it. You know? And
all right. So the message today, is finding the things, right, that fortify your soul. Okay. It's okay on a Monday. Most people are thinking, oh, this is a weekend thing. I disagree because I feel like being more in touch with yourself, understanding the things that make you tick, right, are important. But most of all, as much as you need the things that drive and fuel you, you need the things that redrive and refuel you, right? Because they're just as important. So today's motivation is going to be finding the things that help you to refuel your energy and refuel your drive. So I'm going to start and let John tell us, what are you doing in Portugal? What's the purpose of this journey? And give us the whole context.
I love it. So first off, that's a great setup. For me, this is, I'm calling it a fact-finding mission. Now, look, there's a lot of fun involved with this. No joke. And I've been here for literally a couple of days at this point now, and it just feels insane. But the purpose is, a few years ago, was starting to realize I wanted it in terms of creating the blueprint for the next, we'll say, 30 years of my life, was treating this as a Philly and. So it wasn't just launching the voiceover company. It wasn't just launching the coaching platform to help executives, in essence, deliver their best business voice. But it was also a personal mission for me that I intended to create a fluid mobile life. And that, to me, the easiest way to say it is Philly and. Look, all my family is here. All my friends that I've created, the vast majority of my friends are in the Philadelphia region. So I never have the intention to just up and split. But I want more in regards to the fluidity. So the intention, the purpose, recording today, right, was can I do this on the road? And on the road means different things to different people. I started to do a lot of research in terms of high quality of life places, low cost of living. So I could maintain that without needing to make a fortune to be able to do that. Portugal is one of those places. And so I was here 5 years ago, literally for a few days, fell in love with the place. This time it's a longer jaunt. It's 2 weeks. I say that, I just shook my head because I can't believe it's that long of a stretch of time. It's 2 weeks and several locations. And it is with the help of other people that have been here to see where's the right fit.
So tell us about, I have a couple questions. And
sure.
It always ends up me interviewing you.
Hey, thank you.
I do it with the purpose of pulling out big, we call them, I call them nugget bombs. I always call them these nugget bombs.
Yep.
So there's a couple big points I'm seeing here, okay?
Right.
The first big point is, when did you become conscious of the importance of quality of life, and when did you decide to actively take action to change that?
I still remember. It was 5 years ago. It was 2017. And I remember, so I'm reading articles and I'm looking at my finances and the decisions that I made leading up to this point and all that stuff. And I'm starting to realize, between, living longer, hopefully, no guarantees, but living longer, what I wanted to do and things I hadn't yet done. So I started reading things, magazine called International Living. I wound up subscribing to it, and I start seeing these things. So this was put in place a little over 5 years ago.
What was the tick? What was it? Was there something specific? Was it age? Was it things around you? What was the catalyst for you to say, I got to get on this?
God, great question. Age is absolutely towards the top of it. Look, the fact of the matter is, 5 years ago, I was approaching 60. And maybe that was just oh my God, I'm going to be 60 soon. And, and the realization that it's I had been warned by colleagues for as long as I was in the media sales executive business that, look, this doesn't go on until you're 100. And the laughing line was, look around and count the number of 60-year-old people that you see in the office. Typically the answer was 0. So it was it was the age part. And that's sort of a realization. How much longer is that current career going to go? And I don't care how entitled it sounds. Hey, look, I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia, so it's not like I grew up Johnny Moneybags. But the fact of the matter is, you realize
you can always do. Johnny is such a universal term. Yeah. Johnny on the spot, Johnny Moneybags.
Right, Johnny Moneybags. So it's I wasn't. But all of a sudden you're like, is this longevity, the health that you think you're going to have, the finances, all those things, you start to become more cognizant.
And I want to stop. I want to pause for you right there.
Yeah.
I'm a 40-year-old man.
Right.
I have a young family. I think that, and everyone can say things differently. I'm going to be honest with our audience, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever have enough. And what does that mean? Enough retirement, enough savings, enough for college, enough for weddings, enough for this, enough for that. Because the COLA, or cost of living adjustment, with inflation and everything else, just goes up, 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 up. And you're in that stupid wheel that you just keep running and running and running and running. So here's the reality, John, and I'm going to ask you from a personal perspective, but from a coaching perspective. At what point do you just say, F it, because I want to live before I die?
Well, I'll tell you what, that factors in. And the other part is, I'll answer your question for you, that you just were pausing a moment. Very few people, very few, can say, I have enough. So in your mind, you're like, all right, so where is that adjustment going to come from? Like, am I just going to spend money crazily? Like I just did, buy whatever I want, any concert ticket, any restaurant, just and then it's like, okay, it's great as long as the income is guaranteed to keep coming. Well, the passive income, the things that people talk about, these plans are crucial. But the other part is the expense side. So this may sound really extravagant, running off to Europe. I was just saying to Jason before we went live that it's like, I was saying that very hesitantly where I was, tiptoeing it, like I almost didn't want to admit it, right? I guarantee you, folks, I don't feel in any way as if this is entitled or deserved, but I'm not apologizing because it's a blueprint for what I'm seeking to do. And for me, my suggestion to anyone is the clarity of finding things out is really important. And it's like, you just got to know so that you can make better decisions. Is that
why do I feel like the message started out? What this happens with you and I all the time, and it's so hard in this show because we literally, like, I'm looking at the clock. I know we're gonna come soon, and it's like, treat yourself doesn't even seem like the right theme anymore.
No, but I'll tell you what, it is. I'll tell you what it is. I think it's. I still am going to go with it. I'll tell you why. Because the treat yourself part is not entitlement or you deserve it or go. It's, to me, it's more of treat yourself to the right decision. Treat yourself to the peace of mind of knowing that if you're not being reckless about it, like, to me, again, this is high quality of life, low cost of living. I want to know. I want to know if it's so. So far, it definitely is, but it's early yet for me.
But what's the other, John? At what point do you say, I need to do this now? And does everyone need to have that little aspect of courage in them, right? That little ounce of courage that says, you know what? At some point, I got to do something, because then it's too late.
It's either too late. People have done it. You wind up with regrets or anger or frustration, right? Hey, I could have done that.
Can we take that point further? Can we even talk about it in careers? Right? Because we see it's the most common thing where you just get stuck. You just get so stuck. And you know, it's funny because going back to that never being enough thing, right? You know, your idea, your concept of why you work changes. You know, when you start off and you don't have a significant other, you know, you're doing it for one reason. Then you get married and you're doing it for another reason. Then you have kids.
And then you have kids, and then there's a big change.
And the reason continues to change. So, you know, and we're going to do another episode on this, which is finding the things that really, like, why you do what you do, and coming at peace with it, because whether it's enough or it's not, even if it's not enough in your bank account, if it's something you love to do and it's something that fulfills your drive and fulfills your soul, is that enough?
I would stand and applaud people if it does fill their soul. And it's
but I want to come to a bigger point here, John.
Sure.
I want to give you credit, okay?
Thank you.
For stepping out of you have gotten so good in the past couple years in personal growth, in continuing to step outside of your comfort zone in an effort to find out more of yourself. Right.
Thank you. For
that to me is a huge message. And that's the treat yourself message. Right.
Just so that you know. That you know. First off, thank you. It's great, good people like you that encourage me to take those small steps.
I got my hair today, man. My hair is
I think it's freaking hot. So it, like, between the understanding, it's finding the right people that encourage you, throw you the attaboy, all that stuff is really important. But it's also the sense, too, of just I carried a lot of baggage for a lot of years. I didn't come
Yeah.
out of the closet until I was 42.
Yeah.
I also was a crazy drunk until I was same age. 42 apparently was a big year for me. See how it goes for you in a couple
Jackie
of years.
Robinson. Jackie
Right?
Robinson.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
42.
go. But what also it has done is it's helped me to focus a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so by the time I've gotten like these last few years, I want to know. I'll leave with this in terms of today, which is
Yeah.
the quote that I have,
Yeah.
which is from a high performance coach that I work with. His name, he's Coach Dana Cavalier. So if you're listening, Coach Dana, I'm such a fan. I have had the privilege and the smarts, as it turns out, to work with a number of high performance coaches over the last several years. I'm going to introduce several as the weeks go on, but today I'll focus on one singular person. So he used to be the strength and conditioning coach for the New York Yankees. Okay. Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, he worked with them directly, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the quote was literally, make a damn decision. And for me, I'm not great at that. I'll get there eventually, kind of like the context of each of these shows. I'll get there eventually, but it takes me a minute or so. And when I hesitate, second guess, folks, business, personal, whatever, I second guessed going on this trip right up until the fact that actually hours before I left. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe this is reckless. Maybe I don't have enough. Blah, blah. You kill yourself. I have. And the one thing that I just now, it's like, make the damn decision and honor it. It doesn't mean you can't make another decision. But for myself, it's stop the second guessing. Stop keep revolving in the same place. That's what has helped me the last few years in terms of self-growth, business growth. And now it's like the clarity of I'm here for a reason. And for the next couple of weeks, we're just going to see how it goes.
That's pretty cool. And it's also a different kind of a trip. Like, because you're looking at it from such a different perspective.
Yep.
But, you know, for the sake of time, we are keeping these things blunt, curt, and to the point. I'm using every other SAT word I can think of to eloquently state, let's get the F off the screen. I want to bring this in the full circle with my message. Are you good with your message?
I am great with it. Please do.
Okay. We want to wish you here at Your Monday Motivation a wonderful journey, a self-fulfilling journey, and finding where your next destiny next life will be, John Duffin.
There you go.
And to bring everything in full circle, treat yourself is you allowing yourself to find more of yourself and allowing yourself to determine the things that will make you full and make you happy and, in essence, make you more productive.
And how else are you going to keep going? How else, man. Like you said, you know what I mean? It's like, you make the call, make the damn decision, right?
Yeah. So that's my message.
Buddy, thank you for all this.
The last word? That's my last message. That's my message.
That's my yours.
Message. But no, do you want to say goodbye and then I'll send us off?
Folks, I am thrilled that I get a chance to do this again. Chad, thrilled to be here with you. Take it away, buddy.
John Duffin, it's always a pleasure. It's always nice to explore life through your eyes and the way you do things. Sometimes I want to live vicariously through you. We hope everyone enjoyed this episode of Your Monday Motivation. As always, it's our pleasure to be your weekly kick in the arse. We hope this gives you a little bit of jolt in your week, and we look forward to seeing you again next week with our deep, deep Monday message. Everyone, have a good week.
Be well, Al.